One day, while taking out the trash to the garbage station, I encountered a sight that tugged at my heartstrings. There, amid the piles of refuse, was a stray dog, as thin as a bat. It watched warily from a distance, stepping back whenever I approached. Its thin, weak body was curled up in a ball, too afraid to even come forward for food. I left a piece of food on the ground, hoping it would find the courage to eat once I left. The next day I returned with a plan. I had prepared a large piece of sausage, cut into small pieces, and mixed it with softened rice and ham sausage. As I approached the garbage dump, I saw the dog again, hiding and looking listless. When it saw the food in my hands, it licked its mouth but didn't move. I had to leave the bowl and step back. After some time, the dog cautiously came out and devoured the food. It was clearly starving. On the third day, I prepared eggs and ham sausages, filling a bowl with porridge. I hurried to the garbage dump, and this time, the little dog was braver. It stepped out without hesitation and focused solely on eating. However, a sudden noise from a passing car scared it back into hiding. I had to push the water and rice closer before leaving again. By the fourth day, I had bought some chicken breasts, chopped them up, and boiled them with congee, adding eggs and anti-inflammatory drugs for extra nutrition. But when I arrived at the dump, the dog was nowhere to be seen. I searched everywhere but found no trace of it, so I left the food and water, hoping it would return. On the fifth day, my family and I found the dog trapped in the grass, its feet entangled in vines. It had likely fallen while trying to avoid a car. We lifted the frightened dog into a basket and brought it home. We prepared a cardboard box for it to stay in temporarily. To celebrate its new home, I made a hot meal and continued to add medication to the congee. We named the dog Pan Pan, and from that moment, it was no longer a stray. The following days were filled with efforts to nurse Pan Pan back to health. On the sixth day, I cooked vegetables and lean meat congee, feeding it small, frequent meals to avoid overfeeding. By the seventh day, I tried to take Pan Pan outside using a traction rope. It was scared and hid in the corner, trembling. I comforted it gently and continued trying until I managed to put the rope on. By the eighth day, Pan Pan had started to adapt to its new home. It would come out to greet me and follow me closely, especially when it smelled food. I made a new bed for it with an old dress and removed the old cardboard box. Although Pan Pan was initially confused, it soon settled into its new nest. On the ninth day, a kind-hearted person gave Pan Pan a cushion. I replaced the old bed while it was eating and applied insect repellent to its back. The skin disease had caused a strong odor, so I decided to give it a bath another day. Pan Pan licked the bowl clean and wanted more food. Over the next few days, Pan Pan continued to gain trust in me. It allowed me to put the traction rope on without much resistance, although it was still hesitant to go outside. I gave Pan Pan its first bath, gently wiping it with a wet towel. Initially fearful, it eventually enjoyed the bath. On the 13th day, I took Pan Pan to the hospital for a physical examination. The dog got carsick on the way, but it behaved well during the checkup. The X-ray revealed that Pan Pan needed surgery on its legs. Following the surgery, Pan Pan trembled from the anesthesia, and I comforted it with soothing words. The doctor prescribed a medicated bath, and I continued to mix medication into Pan Pan's food. Despite its past, Pan Pan never fussed about food and licked the bowl clean every time. By the 15th day, Pan Pan had started walking faster, even though its legs were still not fully recovered. It was still timid, but I carefully trimmed its nails to prevent scratches. Taking care of Pan Pan was exhausting, but I was determined to see it get better. On the 16th day, Pan Pan had become livelier, always looking at me with love in its eyes. I prepared a mix of sheep milk powder and dog food, hoping it would help Pan Pan recover faster. The dog cooperated during the pre-surgery preparations, and the surgery went smoothly. The doctor confirmed that Pan Pan had congenital dysplasia of the leg bones. I continued to talk to Pan Pan, comforting it as it trembled from the anesthesia. Over the next few days, Pan Pan's recovery was better than expected. The doctor visited daily to check on its wounds, and Pan Pan's body became stronger. On the 22nd day, I brought Pan Pan home. Its body had almost fully recovered, but it still needed careful care. I continued to mix medication into its food, and Pan Pan's hair started to grow back. With encouragement, Pan Pan's hind legs could stand for a while. I cooked a big pot of chicken breast, determined to give Pan Pan all the love and patience it needed. Pan Pan's transformation from a stray dog unable to survive to a beloved family member was nothing short of miraculous. The short span of more than 20 days had brought about significant changes. As I look forward to Pan Pan's perfect transformation, I am filled with hope and love for this brave little dog.